Okay, welcome back to Adore Cream Reviews. First of all, before we go any further, I'm holding up this record today because this is my next theme we're going to be talking about. But before we go to that, just want to talk about this again. First of all, I can't thank you guys enough for the number of views my concert review videos have recorded, particularly the second. As of today, after 9 days after I released it, I'm up to 439 reviews, which is absolutely amazing. I mean, I know it's not BuzzFeed or Kardashian numbers or Dose of Buckley numbers, and it's probably sort of the lower to middle range of J. Ashford Scott numbers, basically. But for me, it's a real bonanza, especially after the 7 views my David Bowie tribute video got. Just to let you guys know, though, I do have a second video about the reviews out there, and that's languishing along on 138 views, and they're a good view to give her as a companion piece. But no, I'm just really glad for all the extra love, and I think a lot of that love has probably come from Nightchild's way as well, along with I think some American fans, possibly even Stephanie and a few others have said, hey, you guys should watch this video on YouTube. Yep, and I'm just worried this record's quite fragile. I'm just worried about it dropping out of its packet. But today, before we go into that, I'm just going to show you some stuff we're going to discuss, basically. Is that Jay Nightchild Ethereal, as we all know him, is doing a survey, a Prince fan survey. It's fantastic. I've got the little video embedded in my video playlist, but I don't know how to do the hot linking and stuff just yet. But anyway, if you could go along and do that, please, if you haven't done it already, because I think it's really worth doing. It's a really good quiz, and Jay basically wants to find out as much about the state of the Prince world as possible in the year 2016, and I agree with him. I think it's a wonderful thing. Now, I sound a bit stuffed up today because I've got a bit of a cold, I think. I don't know what's caused it, but I apologise for the way I sound, basically. Yeah, but now I'm going to stop dangling the stuff in front of you and tell you what's going on, basically. Okay, this thing I'm dangling in front of you, as I put it, is it's actually not the album News released in 2003. It's actually a single that was released in September 2005. And we're going to go right back in time today. We're going to leave, this wonderful 2016 piano microphone tour, as much as we don't want to. And we're going to go back a little while. We're going to go back 1 decade in time, when I was about 10,000 pounds lighter for a start. And we're going to go back to at a time when Prince was emerging from his wilderness period. He just released Musicology. The album did quite well, but few people, I found it was a bit play it safe, and it only did kind of well because apparently when you went to his concert, just like now, he left a free copy of the album in his concert, and that counted towards Billboard sales and turned it into a hit. And then next year Billboard changed the rules so that giveaway albums would not be eligible for chart action except for copies sold in the shop. 3121 we're going to talk about today. Now, the reason I'm talking about 3121 is because it was released almost 10 years ago to this day. I'm going to do about 3 or 4 videos talking about 3121. Today is merely I'm just going to show you a range of products from the album and how the album came into being. And first of all, the biggest question being, what does 3121 mean? Well, there's 2 alternative theories at the moment. The first is that 3121 is actually a psalm in the Bible, and it's actually Psalm 31 verse 21, and it's blessed be God, for he have rendered wonderful loving kindness to me in a city under stress, which is obviously referring to Los Angeles, possibly as Prince puts it. Now, because Prince is JW, he will not say God or anything. He says, or Yahweh is the traditional Jewish version of it is, but it's actually blessed be Jehovah. And the other theory about 3121 is the fact that if you look at an old photograph of Prince circa 1972 in a basketball team, 2 men standing behind him are wearing matching t-shirts that say 31 and 21. Either way, even though 31 was 2006, Prince is still using this imagery today, as in a recent video showing him recording songs in the studio for Phase 3, I think it is. You can actually see one of the cushions with the word 3121 on it. Now, Prince first started shopping the album in late 2004. This is what the album actually looks like. Yep. And he started recording at Paisley Park, and he just called 3121, possibly a state of mind, in November 2004. And the first song to get cut actually was the title track, and it featured Michael Bland playing on the drums. And then things got moved along in 2005 after Hurricane Katrina, as you know, it came along. Kanye West said, George Bush don't like black people. And Prince recorded the song because it turns out Prince's parents are both Creoles from Louisiana. And the song's called SST Sadi's Sweetest Taboo, and it has also a funky 6-minute break which carries on called Brand New Orleans. And it was one of his first singles to be hyped over the internet, like on iTunes. And I remember buying this back in 2005. It's actually quite a good song, but basically it's considered from the 31-21 period. By this time 31-21 was in the can, and unlike most Prince albums of this period, I actually seem to have ended up with a lot of the singles. Funny thing about the singles from this album is that the first one to be released was actually Te Amo Corazon in December 2005, sorry, not 2015, yep. And this is the CD single. Now, something really bizarre about these singles you might notice is that normally when you buy a single it's got dance mixes and B-sides. This is just one song. That's it, one song. Te Amo Corazon, and I mean there's no album edit because it's a short song anyway. Now look how thin that band is on this disc. See that? Because it's just one song. But either way, I mean I bought this the other week. It's actually probably quite scarce, I'd imagine. And the second single to hop out was Black Sweat in December 2015. I don't actually have that, but I have this picture disc which has got Black Sweat, and ironically actually does have a B-side. In this case it's Beautiful, Loved and Blessed, which is also off the album. Black Sweat I consider to be one of Prince's finest songs in the post-2000 period. And as you can see, this is the back of it, and this is a great disc. It plays well, yep. And yeah, I think this is beautiful. I only paid about $10 for it a few years ago. And then the third single to come out was Fury. And again, for the CD release, we've got one song. Yep, you heard it right, one song, no B-sides, basically. But, you know, I think probably because of that, it's probably made these things quite scarce. And another treat to show you guys, I'm really lucky here today, is you can also buy the record single of it, because vinyl was starting to come back into fashion around this time. And Fury, because it is actually a two-sided record and you can't have the same side twice, and I think they've had single-sided records since about 1910. On the other side you've got Love, basically, which is again is another album track. So that's some of the official singles, and that came out in March 2006. So already 3 singles came out, and then the album finally emerged on March the 21st, 2006. I bought this on the first day and wrote this, although I thought I didn't date it. And yeah, so good thing about 31-21 was that basically it became a #1 hit on the charts, although it went up pretty quickly and dropped pretty quickly, meaning that it didn't stay around for ages. But still, it was the first #1 hit album since 1989's Batman, beating the #3 placing of Musicology 2 years earlier. And basically there's a good reason why, because even though I haven't discussed it in this video, I've just merely shown you promotional bits and pieces. I consider this one of his very finest albums, and especially of the recent period. And probably until Artificial Age came out, I would have said it was his best post-Gold Experience album. And as you can see, it was a beautiful CD box. And yeah, and I'm going to end it here. Next video, I'm going to talk about the songs on 31-21. And once again, thank you for all the views, and if you can, please do that Prince survey. See you later. Don't you wanna come? 31-21, that's where the party be. You can come if you want to, but y'all can never leave. Not ever.